Jeez, I hit one of them button and it's fucking, I don't know. Oh. What happened with him? Me off.
Here you go, babe. She gave me a pack of cigarettes. Look. Look, she said you got 3 left. She gave me a pack.
My life turned off and I don't know why.
The what?
My live stream turned off and I don't know why.
I don't know. That light ain't on.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep, it ain't on. Yeah. They went to the golf course.
This is connected. I don't know. Ah. Okay, check them on pizza. Damn.
His family is calling on state agencies to test bodies of water that could potentially carry the deadly amoeba. And more people when it is present. As a reminder, this amoeba can show up in fresh water after the water gets really warm for simple report and
Hey, I lost internet. That's what happened. I lost internet connection.
There you go. Nope, still under tsunami alert. Still? We're still on alert? I thought that shit was done over with last night. Y'all was talking about 4 o'clock in the morning our time. And then the West Coast about 6. It's 12 o'clock.
Which?
That's 6
Hawaii.
hours. That's 6 hours ago. How many more?
Hawaii is like 6 hours away.
Listen. Yeah.
So it's more, it's 6 o'clock in the morning there.
Have been reported. Hundreds across the world come together to honor the life and legacy of
Ozzy Osbourne, the man. It's one of the best bands there was, really.
And an unexpected
They can
sight
sing,
on the
man.
road in South
Damn.
Carolina, what officials say caused the
call.
car to fall into a sinkhole in the first place.
They can't fix, they don't know how to fix the damn roads.
That would suck.
Hey. They need to fix the damn roads. That's what they need to do.
Why does healthcare have to be so
Seriously?
Why? At Blue Cross in Blue Shield, North Carolina, no, it's time to do things differently.
I can sit down and eat my freaking food. Maybe the freak. Hope I don't get knocked off again this time. Good Lord.
Blue Cross North Carolina, making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Wilson talking about that in just a few moments. Well, check this out. This is an alarming sight on a road in Myrtle Beach. A car
Shit.
sinkhole sending water gushing everywhere. This happened yesterday.
Boy, I'd hate to be that
His
person.
entire front is submerged according
That
to
would
the
freaking.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, your car's wrong. Y'all see it, the motor. It's gone.
I saw
That
it.
car is trash. It needs to be torn down. It got flooded up. The motor was underwater. The acid was sticking halfway up.
I'd be suing the state of South Carolina.
I don't know if you could. I don't know how that would work. I guess you could talk to a lawyer and see what they said. They might be liable, I mean, for something like that. A pipe does.
I should.
Put pipes down there that hitting bugs.
So no matter what happens, know this. WBTV is on your side.
These are the dependable trucks. Stock full. Yep. Each morning, these babies are outfitted with everything our techs need. Tools and gauges. We show up, we're ready to get to work. Hoses and connectors. Most of the time, we get you running in just one visit. Laser guns and magic dragons. We don't carry those on our trucks. Probably should, though. We'll talk about this later. 1 hour heating and air. Always depend-worthy. Don't come crying to me if you need a laser gun.
This July at Renewal by Anderson. Replace your windows, your patio doors, or your entry door, and we're going to give you an amazing opportunity. You ready? Pay nothing. And I need zero zilch nada for 12 months. Just to be clear, that's for a whole year. I'm talking about no deposit, no payments, and no interest until July of 2026.
I mean, that
Get
sucks.
your windows and doors now and take advantage of our pay down the line financing. Summer brings warm weather, and warm weather brings bugs. Lots of them. Read it, bugs. Not on our watch. Our patio doors are designed to slide easily. They're not going to stick and let the bugs in. Replace your windows, patio doors, or your front entry door, and there's no deposit, no payments, and no
Internet
interest
sucks.
until July
Balls.
of 2026.
Excuse
Get
me.
now and pay down the line. Save $400 on windows and save $1,000 on doors with no money down, no payments, and no
So what are y'all
interest
doing
for
tonight?
a
Just
year.
signing them up?
Book a free window and door
Yeah.
inspection with
I'm
us.
not letting y'all
And
do
make sure
that.
to call
You don't
me
need me
before
to
July
sign.
31st to lock in our special financing. 980-245-5533.
All you're doing is signing a piece of paper, you know?
980-245-5533.
Yeah.
How am I wrong?
WBTV weather
I'm gonna
is
go on my
sponsored by
shorts, so I
Mr.
don't
Spark,
know.
your local RV electrician.
Fans around the world are mourning the loss of the Prince of Darkness. As the lead singer of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne was not only a pioneer of heavy metal, he was also a hero in his hometown of Birmingham, England. Fans there are paying tribute to the star who died last Tuesday and never forgot his roots.
Got high respects to the legend. He never lost his roots, never forgot his accent. He never ditched Birmingham. He was still a Brumie through and through.
It's just sad to feel like actually God Rock is done. There's also people saying how quickly Birmingham turned up to support.
Osbourne was 76 and played his last concert in his hometown earlier this month, which was a farewell show with the original members of Black Sabbath. President Donald Trump is doubling down, saying there will be no extensions to his tariff deadline of August 1st. On social media, the president posted the deadline will not be extended. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said Sunday the president is still open to conversations with countries following the deadline, claiming
There's still corn in here.
in a little less than 2 hours, the Mecklenburg County Board of Commissioners is expected to hold a meeting to discuss what language will be used on a referendum question related to a possible city tax. Remember, you have the
Look.
power this November
You
to
hear me?
decide whether this tax is
What?
I said there's still corn in here from yesterday.
The special meeting is happening at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Won't be good long, but I did.
Of course, it is
I did not forgot it was in there.
We've got the Humane Society of Charlotte with us.
This stuff was good the other day, wasn't it?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday? Oh, it should be good. It was real good.
Tickets, time, all events, and Megan.
During our search, I had Susan's house in the garage above the pile of cat litter. There was some significant blood spattering on the wall. I start feeling that there's a pretty high probability that may be the final resting place
Damn.
of Hunt's.
Freaking internet sucks.
The crime lab collected all the evidence and sorted the pile of
Ah.
No blame it on
systematically.
damn Spectrum.
Where
Spectrum sucks.
body was revealed. The cat litter slowly absorbed the liquid out of the body to the point where it was dark and it appeared to me to be mummified. And did an amazing job of masking the odor of human decomposition. The pathologist found a 3-inch cut to the vertebrae and the neck, and the cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma to the forehead.
Damn.
DNA was taken from the body, and Hunson's identity was confirmed. So now we have a missing persons case that is closed and a homicide case that is now open.
The news came out, and I was shocked. It was just like, there's a part of me frozen. How can this happen? All our friends are really emotional, crying, and I could not walk by her house for many years.
During our investigation to get information for the district attorney's office to prove the case against Kimball for murdering Aunt Soon June, we learned that he was utilizing her ATM to withdraw money after she was dead. During the search, 10 25-pound bags of cat litter that were found in the
Damn.
garage were taken as evidence. They had a thought, like, it'd be great if we could find out where he bought the cat litter from. When I got the information about him using Hansun's ATM, where the bank was in that shopping center, there was a really, really cool, like, old school pet store back there. I asked to talk to the manager. Any chance anybody come in here about 4.5 months ago and bought a significant quantity of cat litter? The manager goes, yeah. He bought 10 25-pound bags. And I'm like, no kidding. He paid cash, but we identified the employees that were working at the pet store that day, and each of them were able to look at the photo lineup and pick Kimball as the person that had purchased the cat litter.
Uh-oh.
I was like, this is awesome. And had he used an ATM at a different place, none of that would have happened. The district attorney's office determined that there was enough evidence to charge Curtis Mayo Kimball, aka Larry Vanna, with the murder of Hunt.
Everybody was shocked. How could someone murder someone and so close at home? It didn't dawn on me until later, but back then I noticed when I called Uso, he always answered the phone. He was almost like screening her phone calls. Why he's always answering the phone? I think most of us sense something too, something odd.
2003, Curtis Nail Kimball, aka Larry Banner, pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 15 years to life.
Corn on the cob.
Only did that stop at the leg.
Had some left over from yesterday.
When he had been arrested, blinded, refined Gordon Jensen,
That's
and
hungry.
other DKAs and names. From what I could gather from reports back in 1986, Gordon Jensen was working for an RV campground, and he had a little girl with him, and
What?
his daughter Lisa. All of the police reports from San Bernardino County said that Lisa had been given away to another family.
Yeah.
In 1986, our department was contacted by an older couple named Mr. and Mrs.
I'm eating the shit out of
They
it.
had been staying at the Holiday Host RV Park, which was in Scotts Valley.
It's
Central
good.
California. And they knew this guy,
Got a lot of
Gordon
pieces.
Jensen, also staying at the Holiday Host RV Park. And he was with his daughter, who was named Lisa. She was approximately 5 years old.
Pretty good.
Catherine Decker feels sorry, but
Maybe sure I got all of it too.
tale of how, oh, it's so hard being a single dad, her mother died of cancer. Catherine Decker notices that Lisa seems very neglected.
She didn't have new clothes, unkempt.
I was hungry.
Her crying at night, and there's something was off.
Catherine Decker is very sympathetic and is worried about my daughter. They're having trouble.
Oh gosh.
She says, I'm thinking maybe I should put your daughter at the doctor.
Gordon Jensen.
Wrote a letter to the Deckers giving them permission to adopt her, and they took Lisa to San Bernardino County where her daughter lived.
Lisa's 5 times horrible response from her father had gotten to her about being sexually assaulted. And so they reported to the police.
San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department issued a warrant for his arrest for the crimes of child
Ugh.
molestation.
I was hungry. Judge. That was some good on corn. Good corn on the cob. No, I gotta do. My other, I was live just a minute, a few while ago, but it got knocked off because I got disconnected from the damn internet. I do. How the heck? It don't. It said it won't let me get back into that one. I don't know why. I tried to go back to it. I don't know what. How do I end that one thing? Because it wouldn't let me get back in it. Because I got disconnected from the internet. I got disconnected from it. The internet decided to take up. That's why I hate Spectrum with a. That just shut down completely. Wait for it. Out. Oh, fine. Man, how long does that take? Did it finally shut down? Hello, Larry. Yes, the other one might be running, but I got disconnected from it because my internet decided to go, and it wouldn't let me come back in it. Sorry. Well, tell everybody to come into this one. If everybody's over there on the other one, tell them to come to this one. Tell them I'm not ignoring them in the other one. It's just my other one just got my first one got discontinued. Well, on my end, but I'll say it's still going on there. I don't know. It wouldn't let me get back. It wouldn't let me get back in it. Oh yeah. Well, it's supposed to be cool down here next week and be in the 80s all week. So, and we're gone. We'll be gone all week next week. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cooler up in Michigan where we're going. So. Does the other one have a blank screen? That's what happened. It went. I'm like, all of a sudden it went, poof. I'm like, what the heck? And then I had a black screen and everything. I'm like, before I got disconnected. So. Alrighty. Hey, Miss Shelly. I got disconnected from my other live stream earlier, so my internet sucks. Spectrum sucks, anyways. Hey, Major. Hey, my internet sucks. I know. Oh, well, we miss you too. Oh, that's gotta suck. Well, there you go. We all do that sometimes. Somebody said my other live stream was going. I said, well, I'm not in it. I said, yeah, I got disconnected from it.
Make sure all those shorts are on.
Oh, well.
Here's a pair.
I'll put them in there.
Well, I'll put them right there for now. I'll get them on the way out.
I got them.
I'll get them on the way out. This shirt's clean.
I got them. Well, I just got them, so. Yeah. Helen. What? Who, me?
Other story
Or
I read
Alan?
about was she ran
Sorry, my other one got disconnected from the internet. Spectrum fucking sucks. Big old wall of gouges ones. No joke. My internet went out for a minute. That's why I got disconnected from that one. Sucked.
So there were not any matches to Lisa. We realized that we were stuck.
Yeah, I was in that live stream. I did come to that live stream.
I always hoped to find a family member who remembered her, but that just wasn't happening for all those years.
It was really frustrating, but I wasn't going to give up.
You've been watching some new channels?
2004,
Well, I've been watching. I don't know what this is.
database was now well over 1 million. So I told Lisa, let's try it.
But I've been watching the news
We got some matches coming back.
about that damn crazy tsunami. So I was up at 3 o'clock this morning. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. Couldn't sleep. So I was up about an hour and a half. Got on live stream for that long. I'm like, man, I'm going to bed, back to bed. Yes, that's crazy.
And she said, yeah, because we can do that.
And they're still saying it's still hitting.
Matches to Lisa.
So
She would build a true map for each match until you get back to the most recent common ancestor for all these matches. So it was huge amount of work. It took a year. But we got a match that was very close.
it looks like it's going to storm here.
And he was from New Hampshire.
Yeah, I did.
And he said that one of his cousins
Tsunami, yeah, it's. Well, they keep saying that it's still hitting Hawaii. I don't know. I guess they're not, hadn't been hit all the way with it yet. What? Yeah, I don't know.
She was right. She was very furious. She threatened him several times. She went ballistic.
It's impossible to do.
There's a body in a well. There's a body in a flower bed. We had no idea.
Oh wow.
It was within his own house.
Oh wow. Good thing, right?
Has episodes on Peacock.
Jeez.
Herbal essences is a force of nature.
Yeah, I heard that shooting in New York.
Deeply penetrate to boost hair
Yeah, that's
without the Salon Naturals price tag. Herbal essences.
But east have shootings and the west having tsunami. Very nice combination going on over. Going on. Crazy. Ooh.
Kraft mac and cheese. The one and only.
At Ace, our buckets hold so much more than pink. They hold dreams and hope for children. This weekend,
Yeah, that's good, eh?
you get a 5-gallon bucket plus 20% off almost anything that fits inside.
Yeah, especially until they're,
Well,
you know,
you got
old
the
enough
presents,
to.
the balloons, and the wrapper cake. Now, how about something to put a smile on your face? Aspen Dental provides complete.
But yeah, I was up at one
in one place.
on here for an hour and a half earlier this
25%
morning.
off treatment plans for everyone. Quality care at a price worth celebrating. It's one more way.
I've been watching the news and on here too, so. Yeah, I heard that. How far are you from that park, Larry? They still hadn't caught the guy that did it. Oh my gosh.
Just one chord, it's an easy set.
We're a pretty good duo.
It's pronounced Duet. Get T-Mobile Home Internet for just $35 a month with our 5-year price guarantee.
Yeah, we are. That's crazy. And it was a couple, and there I saw where the little girls ran off. Or it could have been worse. He could have killed them or done something to them. They died protecting their kids from that evil dude.
Skipping breakfast wasn't a big deal before.
And they just moved there.
But now, Maurice has butter biscuits, like the honey bunny chicken.
We have to be something nowadays. Oh my gosh. Well, they said they interviewed a couple that had just seen him before that happened. And they said he acted weird then. Like he gave him a death stare or something. Like he was wanting to kill, going a killing spree or something.
And then they went and talked to Varnum.
And they had a drawing of him. And then a picture of his back, of his head. Well, that don't give no much.
At the end of 1981, and they never heard from him again. It was a volunteer.
Oh, hush.
So nobody would take a
Bam.
police report for that.
Who's telling us?
Bama said you need to change your profile pic to Tiffany Skeeter Holden. Ha 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 ha.
So, well, that was Ron Evans. So now we have another AKA for Curtis Kimball.
Go dogs.
How far back does the New Hampshire police requested
Oh, did that hurt your feelings? I'm sorry. Not really. What's up?
I threw my finger in that hole.
You got corn in between my teeth. Oh my gosh, she's alive. Oh my gosh, she's alive. Nah. Mosquito, being bitten by a mosquito. Blah, blah. I think my son-in-law's in mine. I wasn't even thinking of nobody. Ha ha. Got knocked off my other screen. The damn internet went out. The Spectrum sucks. When it's storming and it's raining, Spectrum sucks. When it's cloudy out, it sucks. It goes away. Yeah, what was Spectrum used to be called before it's called Spectrum? What was the name of it before it came Spectrum? I forget.
No, I don't know. Time Warner?
No.
No, that's cable. Look at the cable now. Direct TV? Came for Spectrum different? No.
Because it was named something else before it was Spectrum.
Sounds funny. Crime? Storm? This? I don't know.
I don't remember.
What was cable?
Hell, anybody know what Spectrum used to be when it was before it came to Spectrum? Oh shit. I know there was another name they used to call it before it came to Spectrum. And yeah. Oh man. Heck, I'll be. Oh, excuse me. Charter.
What?
Charter.
Charter, yeah. Look.
I just thought
Look
about
at
it.
that new Wendy's sandwich. Rocky's Food Goes chicken sandwich. You ever had it? Never the Takis? Take you to eat the Takis?
Yeah, I don't want
The
to.
chips?
Yeah, they're hot.
They are. They put them on the chicken sandwich now at Wendy's. If you want to get that.
Not me.
That's new. It just come out.
Oh goodness, what time is it? 12:46. Oh,
How much is Glitter Robot?
I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it's a little hot outside. Not too bad.
It's supposed to fuck 100 today, I think.
Well, it just says 88.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cooler, but it's supposed to feel like 100.
Well, it was already kind of muggy this morning.
Now, maybe it ain't supposed to be as hot today. I can tell you. I think.
Don't know where to start?
I'm tired of watching that. About the serial killer. I got the AccuWeather all of it. It comes in.
So what should I be thinking about in terms of the layout?
You know, a couple things. Plant size. You know, you want to make sure that you're.
Well, there it is. Fall.
Oh, what'd you do to your foot?
Here's the one I like. Come on.
If it'll come in.
Warnings. Obviously, that's some good news, but we still have the advisories in effect. That's for the entire Hawaiian Island chain and a good chunk of that west coast California, all the way into northern sections of Washington State. Now, it picks up again around Vancouver, too. It does not include Los Angeles or the harbor right there. But some of the waves that we saw reported right there, you can see between a half a foot and about 1.5 feet when you get down to Southern California. And then you get to Northern California, 3.6. That's the one that we saw. I even saw a report of a 4-foot wave out there when it went towards Crescent City earlier today. Some of the ones they start to taper off when you get to northern parts of Washington State. But I want to show you this because this is cool. This is where it shows the tide, right?
What's the biggest
you
wave
clearly
they've had?
see when those tsunami waves start to rumble in across Crescent City, California, then it just shakes up everything, right? From the normal tide cycle to just all over the place. That's the nature of the tsunamis. They're going to come in waves, and it's not just one or two, it's a series of them. So it was very interesting to watch that come in. Of course, Hawaii, again, you guys are still underneath that advisory also, looking for the swirling nature right there. That's a tsunami. That's the way it looked. We're also talking about inland flooding from storms. I mean, it's no joke. We saw it last year when Helene slammed parts of the country that everyone thought were immune from tropical systems, namely the North Carolina mountains. Joining me again today on a Wednesday, Mike Boylan, storm chaser and blogger behind Mike's weather page. Mike, always great to see you, man. You and your millions of followers, there's a reason why they're following you, man. You know your stuff, and you're interesting to talk to when you talk about Florida weather. And we are talking about the inland flooding concerns that we have with any major storm at this point, Mike.
Yeah, it's always overlooked, I think, as far as an impact. You know, we get so wrapped up, it seems like, in the categories and the wind speeds, and it ends up being sometimes the bigger story, the flooding. You know, and the number one thing I hear is like, we thought the storm was over, and then all of a sudden the water comes, you know, either surge after the storm passes or even the rainfall. So yeah, it's a bigger story than some think.
The biggest one, and you were in it too, was Helene. That's the one that roared through the region. You were out there in your home area in Florida, and then it just didn't stop. It went all the way through Georgia, and then camped out for a day and a half or so, and around the North Carolina mountains, and just rained itself out.
Yeah, that's a surge video there. That's a weather stim camera we have in one of
Oh,
our
I
parks.
remember that. Yeah, last
When
year.
the storm passed our area, which we're Tampa Bay area, most of the folks thought because the storm was to our north, it was over. And that's when the tail end of the storm rotated us counterclockwise, surge in, and everybody's like, oh my God, 100 miles off our coast, how did this happen? And that surge there went 3 or 4 blocks inland and flooded literally almost 1,000 homes in our little city here. It's powerful.
Yeah, that was that one. Then Milton came up right behind it, and we thought, similar situation, right? You were in Milton as well.
Yeah, Milton was a lot of flooding from, I think the ground was saturated. And we had so many water rescues that were, inland 10 to 20, 30 miles. We had an apartment complex here at home that, I interviewed a lot of the folks, and they had to escape to the second floor the next morning because the rains just didn't stop. And it's like these rains end up, going to the lowest surface, and sometimes it might be, 10, 20, 30 miles inland.
Yeah, that's the most amazing part. And the thing that strikes us too, Mike, is the fact that it doesn't even have to be a tropical type storm system. That December one in 2023, that got you guys a lot of flooding out there.
Yeah, we've learned that in our area especially, when we get a low pressure system that spins at that perfect angle, it's just going to push those waters right up into the bay. And some of this footage there, you can see there's Christmas decorations on the light poles, right? I mean, and we had the same situation. Hundreds of homes were flooded. I talked to folks the next morning in Indian Rocks, Madeira Beach area. They had water lines on their concrete homes, 2, 3, 4 foot, and they're like, oh my God, this is just a normal frontal line. So, we're seeing that a lot more. It seems like with these, tides, and these events that just come out of nowhere like that. I mean, that was I was like the only one down there covering it, but yeah, I was,
Actually,
I was
ours
back
was
models and low
charter.
pressure and,
We had
and
charter.
I'm like, we might have a problem here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember
That
being in
sucker
college
still
when that
hurts.
storm from
That's where I
1993
fell.
came up. There was a huge
Scratched the
mega
shit out of
nor'easter
my
for the Northeast.
elbow.
But the flooding that happened across Florida was just like a storm surge coming in.
Yeah, same situation. It seems like
There was
the
another
storm
one before that.
tracks off that northeast, and that tail whips around. You know, there's a lot to that, and it's taught us one thing that we definitely don't want to focus on that eye, because anything that goes to our north into the Big Bend area, we're still susceptible to some serious, damage.
Man, that
That's
fucking hurt.
exactly where you're going to get slammed if it goes that way. Yeah, no question. And then we had 93L that just went by a couple weeks ago. That wasn't even classified as a tropical depression, and yet, almost 10 inches of rain near you, up to the north.
Yeah,
Not much. What's up, Roger?
It's incredible.
Our
And
Carolina
It's
thing.
not an exciting
Little
thing to talk
thing.
about the flood, right? I mean, we talk,
You have to
the
do
winds
it, though,
get,
right?
well, we do, but the winds get all the hype.
Just sitting here
and
and
let
listening to
I'm
the
telling you,
news.
being out in it and listening to people that are affected, it's devastating.
That's what
And,
we're
apartment
doing.
complexes here, we evacuated all your belongings. It's become the new, not the norm, but definitely the story I've seen a lot more over the last couple of years. And I don't know if it's just growth or drainage
What's
systems can't
up?
keep up, but we get so much rain, it falls, and it just can't go anywhere. And the last couple of years, it seems like it started with Ian, with this type of setup.
That's right. So, and listen, we haven't had anything for us to go chase yet, which no one's complaining about, right? But what are you thinking about the chances? Do you think we're going to get the cold front that develops something first around the southeast, or do you think it's going to be a tropical wave that comes in off the east? Which one's going to develop first?
Well, I've learned over the years, it seems like where we're focused on, it ends up being somewhere else. These
Watching the news.
do that, off the East Coast. I'll still keep an eye on this wave in the Middle Atlantic. It's drying up a lot. You can see that in the convection. A lot of times, I'm sure you know too, over the years, this first wave kind of clears the path maybe for the next wave, and we start to get a little moist environment. So I think we got to keep our eyes on that Middle Atlantic. This next system being picked up a little bit more on the models, and it always seems like we focus on that.
Gonna
first
get ready to go
one,
to
it
Michigan
settles out, and then
Saturday.
behind it,
So. What a lot of
I'm
doing laundry.
All the seasons the bus. I can't believe it's so slow, and I hate to be the Debbie Downer.
Our cat's going crazy because she
average
sees
this time of year,
suitcases.
so
I have
we
a
just have
suitcase out.
take
Both
it
suitcases
in
out.
stride and be ready. And
Being
at the end of the year, if it's
packed.
slow, we'll say, yeah, it was
Well,
a bus
James
season.
is already
I don't
packed.
see that
Some
happening.
of it.
We're all praying that it is a bus season because nobody wants to go through that. But you're
She
absolutely
sees that
right
and then
that
she
you
gets
get one
upset
tropical
about it.
wave coming, it's like a left jab, left jab, left jab, and all of a sudden the humidity is up there and there's no shear. Boom, the uppercut comes because that's the tropical wave that does form, and that's usually towards the end of August. So, Mike, man, it's always a pleasure. Right?
Yes, sir. That little Bobber. I appreciate it, man.
Listen, we'll come up with topics next week because we know things are going to start getting spicy. Now we're talking about August. So I want to talk to you again next week when we're right now one of the main months of formation. You talk about August through September.
Yes.
It's going to get started getting a little bit spicy, Mike. Great to talk to you, my friend. I'll talk to you again in just a little bit, man. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Always good to talk to Mike, right? Look at the picture screen. All right, so listen, we have the tsunami alert still out there. It's a tsunami advisory, but that's not going to stop the surfers, right? They're going to be out there no matter what. But yeah, we do have the alerts. We do have storms down here south, and we also have tropical waves. We got everything. Look at that. I mean, you talk about a conga line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots to watch right now for the Pacific, including the Central Pacific out through the East Pac. So
Nope,
let's
not
look at
yet.
the area right now. You're looking at Hurricane Iona, and that's 75-mile-per-hour winds. Remember at this time yesterday it was up to 125. So yeah, it's falling down. It's getting
Go
some
look in the
shear.
bedroom between the suitcases on the bed.
But it's some water temperatures that it's going to start to run into right around there. That's where you're going to start seeing those winds start to come down big time. That should be overnight tonight.
Is she in there?
Forecast for you by Thursday morning, 50 mile per hour.
Is she on the bed?
Hanging in over 50. Steering clear
On the
of
bed
Hawaii
between the
Islands, so that's
suitcases,
some good
Lloyd.
news here. And then behind it,
I
you
told
got that
Gabe,
one
I
thing,
said,
that was
where,
the
she
tropical
said,
storm
he asked
we're
where the
watching.
cat
Also,
was, and I said, go
we'll
look in the
roll through,
bedroom, and I
and
bet
again,
she's
you look at
probably
the computer
on the
model
bed
here.
between the
It's just like
suitcases.
Van Gogh Starry Night. I get it.
Like she don't want us
Wave out
to
there,
leave.
Another out there, another. A lot of swirling going on right there. What day is that? That's one that looks
And I
like
better
it's
make
gonna be real
sure
spicy, maybe
we all
go
got a
wide
couple of
right
pair of
Hawaii.
pants
That's
and
next
some
Wednesday
long sleeve
afternoon, so
shirts
that's one storm we're gonna
and
As for the waves,
like a
not
lightweight
tsunami
jacket.
waves. These are the actual wind-driven waves coming out from the south. Looks like the major swell is going to continue to press away from the Big Island, but still buffering across the east side. So
Okay,
we've
got
got
some
waves
big
that
old
come up in that
waves,
direction,
boy.
and you can see that one patch that goes
Yep.
up the north. If that holds
69
together,
foot.
you're going to get a nice swell out there next week, midweek,
Oh,
for the north
yeah.
shores of all the islands. Man, that looks like it's going to brush you pretty well. So if you're a surfer, that's going to be great. All right, that's the wind-driven waves. What about the actual seismic-driven waves? Talking about the tsunami that raced right across the Pacific Ocean.
There it is, look.
Yeah, started out there around Russia.
There it
and
went,
ended
it
up
come
all the
in,
way
you can
to
see it.
Southern California.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it went across the
That's in
entire
Russia.
span of the Pacific.
Russia got it
Coming
worse.
up.
It's 8 miles from there.
There's
Well, the
a
earthquake
reason shit
was.
is called the heartbeat of America.
I didn't never hear if anybody died.
I wonder if Alaska, how bad Alaska, did Alaska get?
Being Alaska has a lot of islands that by themselves.
In every Chevy truck.
It might have just affected some of the islands.
Ability comes safe.
I'm surprised Dutch Harbor and when they do the crab fishing, they
financing on this Silverado with around $8,000 in total value. That's 15% below MSRP. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, pal. Love the look.
Well,
Disguise
his grandpapa was you
Unless
and
they're in your
Granny
kibble.
are going to get the same
Check the
thing.
bag.
Yeah, you have to go with me.
Meal?
You
Not
gotta go
what
with
you
us.
think. That's achy
And
burning
Dad?
bits
Yeah, we're all
processed
going.
into powder.
What about Papa?
I don't know about Papa. Oh, he's got church stuff. But you need to go get a bath because you got to get ready.
And veggies you can
Yes.
actually see.
Sorry about
Fresh.
Well,
wholesome
guess
ingredients
what?
With nothing to
You got to
hide.
take Dave.
Fresh pet.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Celebrate Independence Day. Get 0% APR plus 2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model. Professional grade truck of the Carolina Panthers.
This is a new beginning.
Where common sense
Is our common ground.
We're telling your story.
is the most important story.
And we're not afraid to tell it.
Where American values unite us.
And don't divide us.
This is a time to come together.
For you,
For me,
for all,
for all,
for all America, for all America.
You believe the West Side paragraph?
Yes.
Redemption is open to us all.
help us to believe and embrace gratitude.
In the light. Love.
Nick Saban took Alabama football to a new level. He retired.
The go gone.
Damn.
And you coming in, this is best of the best.
I just want to touch somebody with my story.
Y'all representing every little kid that can't come out. Why not break your way?
Fans will be fired up for this. This is where legends are made.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Bob Van Dillon. It's Wednesday, July 30th. Let's take you inside America's Weather Center. Big story from yesterday through the overnight hours to now. One of the most powerful earthquakes we have seen on the planet since
See, look.
2011. In fact, it is the strongest one since then.
Oh, yeah.
I'm back.
Risk is spread out across the
Oh, that's Honolulu right there.
Tsunami warnings.
That one right there,
and
Russ.
Tsunami advisories for the United States are still hanging in there. People were fleeing
Look
to
at
safety for
Honolulu.
higher ground. That was yesterday afternoon around Hawaii.
It's caught in the
What about now?
pool.
We'll take you there.
Oh,
Oh, there are people in the
Heat
water.
wave. We still
Well,
got
the
that
Dempsey
happening in the
Islands
Northeast. It's
coming
the
in.
last day. The heat wave means 3 days in a row of 90 or
People
above.
are
This is
idiots.
day 3, and things are going to start cooling down. But there are some record highs that are going to be in jeopardy. Talk to you.
Good to be. Good to be here.
We all took the Tsunami 101
Damn
class
thing.
this morning before we got to work. That was to refresh ourselves.
Or last night when you couldn't sleep, waiting to see if that was going to materialize. That was the most unsettling thing we've seen. You said it since 2011.
Yeah, and it's the worst too because it happened overnight. So here the waves are coming at you, and they're flying across the Pacific. They're going over 400 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Right? So the timing on that, obviously, it's going to take some hours before it reaches Hawaii. But when it did, they did get 5.7-foot wave breakers. Talking about right across the northern shore of Maui. One of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded.
That's
Hit
pretty good
last night
size
around
wave.
Russia. You can see the drone footage right there. From
You're
the
thinking of a
East
wave.
Coast.
Yeah, it's 5 foot tall, but it's just
Earthquake.
consistent water coming in. See what it did there? Just kept coming in. Flooded those buildings. Look, they're wrong.
Don't reverse that out there.
Reversing it Wonka style.
Look how far it come in now. Look at all the real,
What do you make
all
of
them
that?
buildings
Something in
are
nature
wrong.
right there, right?
Yeah, this was stunning. I mean,
I see a truck,
the
car.
quake itself was mammoth. And I think that's like...
I don't know what that is. Water tower,
And there's a
propane
mega
tank.
thrust too, so it jumped and
Propane tank,
column
probably.
of water.
Right there.
So we were coming off.
Oh,
two of these.
yeah,
We had
look at
the
that.
one that occurred in the
Man, well,
Caribbean.
look at this.
Look how far it goes
A few
in.
weeks back, we had one close.
You know,
to
you ain't
Kodiak
seen this
in
one.
the Aleutian Islands.
Look how far it's
Those
going
were
in.
both slip strikes.
Yeah.
Exactly to your
Look at it coming back
So
out.
they weren't displacing water.
It went
Right.
way
This one
up
did,
in
and that's
there.
what you usually
Ooh,
get.
did you
get
see that?
Pacific plate
Yeah,
that's
it flooded
right
the whole
underneath
damn
American
bin.
plate, and it juts it up, and
Damn.
the column of water gets dispersed, and there's your tsunami.
That's just a little piece.
Yeah, and also, once you look at
That is
this,
something
sent that tsunami wave to Japan, Hawaii, and the U.S. coast. There were several people that were injured in Russia. Millions of people were in the wave as potential hazard.
Oh, nothing.
Roared across the Pacific.
Sound like everybody got
People
away.
were evacuated. The danger is lessening right now. It's heavy, no question about it, but there are still tsunami advisories
Damn.
all across the United States. And surveillance video captured this. The moment the earthquake struck Russia,
Look,
doctors
somebody's
right
having
there
surgery.
performing a delicate surgery. It was cancer surgery. They go on top of the patient and try to secure the equipment as well. They are being hailed as heroes as they saved the guy and they saved the day.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about unflappable, right?
Yeah.
Healthcare workers.
Jeez.
Surgery, man. That's a lot there.
Doing this and he's
Right,
They did a
the most
good job.
critical of situations, all of a sudden the roof
Be glad it wasn't
crumbled
real
like
bad.
this,
Slung
and
them
they
on the
were
floor.
close by.
Guts
They
fly
were
out.
probably, what, 50 miles as that crow flies?
very close.
Yeah.
And that's selflessness too. They didn't
Yeah.
run for cover. They tried to protect the patient.
Right.
You're right. That was excellent. So here, let's wrap it up. 8.8, huge. It's the sixth biggest one that we've ever had recorded, and it was the biggest one since 2011.
Yeah, that was,
Damn.
bulletin comes
What's
in last
the-
night, USGS 8.0.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
go.
was like, okay, and then
Whoa.
it ramped up to 8.8.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was watching Ari on there for a good chunk of the evening last
Did an
night.
awesome
Fox
job.
Sports. Great job. And we've got this map that's brand new for you as well. When you see a thing like this pop, you're talking about a major earthquake like this, these are the travel times for the first tsunami that will hit. And you can see between 5 and 7 hours for Hawaii. These things are going over 400 miles per hour.
Right, and you made that point. The pace of the tsunami, of the wave energy, is a function of the depth of the water.
Right.
And the Pacific is as deep as it gets. It's our biggest ocean.
That's why it's flying. And once it gets closer to the shelf of land, it starts to slow down, and that's when the water builds up, and that's when you start seeing the waves. Biggest wave so far that we've seen, and again, these would be the peak. We're not going to see anything bigger than this anymore. In fact, the water's sloshing back and forth still, and it will be for another 12 to 18 hours. But we're going to see these waves come down. 5.7, listen, you're going to detect that. That's a wall of water coming at you
Yeah.
on top of that, the water that's already there.
Yeah, Kapalui, that's Maui's
Maui, North Shore.
big harbor.
Yeah.
There's
There's a raft around in there, fills in.
big port in through there, and I'm surprised. I'm super glad, obviously, but I'm surprised that a number of that magnitude wasn't more problematic.
Yeah, me too. I am surprised as well.
I mean, a 5-6 foot storm surge almost
Yeah.
anywhere, you're gonna have big. Granted, with the terrain of Hawaii, and that's what's so.
And Hawaii is a steep mountain.
Exactly.
It goes all the way down into the basin.
So, I think these warnings
Wasn't
come
as bad
out.
as I thought.
Everybody, completely understandably, wants all
Nobody
the
was
answers
killed.
immediately.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
And it's
Huh?
so niche.
I know.
So every little spot.
It's hard to find information. It's real time.
Yeah.
It just is. But I can tell you this: we still have these tsunami advisories from California, essentially Ventura County line northward.
That's a good thing. Nobody was killed in that.
Foot of a tsunami wave right there.
That's crazy. It's
Yeah.
like 3,500 miles away.
I think is it more than that? It might be more.
Is it?
I'll have to take a look. You can see this now. You're looking at that Seattle around that region too. But this was interesting because now you get the tide chart, right? You can see the blue line. Once the tsunami waves start to hit, all
Yeah.
it throws everything into disarray.
Yeah, so you have and expect this
So cool.
ebb and flow, and then all of a sudden disarray.
It is pretty amazing. We still have the alerts also for Hawaii, and again, almost a 6-foot wave for the northern shore of Maui. The Aleutian Islands, don't want to leave you guys out. You also have the advisories out there for you. But the good news is, Ian, no more tsunami warnings. Those have been allowed to turn into just advisories for Crescent City, California. But you still have them for the west part of the Aleutian Islands.
Yeah, Ari and Brian Norcross were talking about it last night, and you can't even see the top of Maui does have a little bit of a cup, a little bit of a mip. So that may have enhanced and flowed more of that water into the
Because
harbor.
it fills in. It doesn't bounce off it. It fills in and surrounds the entire region.
Right.
Turn the light out.
To watch the fluid dynamics are impressive.
Thank you.
Let's get back to the United States.
Thank you for the eight. Thank you for the 8 likes.
Smoking up hot, and you're talking about
Happy Hump Day.
that heat index. What do you think? I think today's the last day of it, though, right? Because weather turns foul, and then it turns cool.
By any means necessary, I don't care. Bring whatever you got.
I will too. I mean,
Throttle it back.
it's been stifling, no question about this. So we've got Katie Byrne out there in Philadelphia. Yesterday she was by a splash pad. Now she's by a bona fide pool. That's a good spot right there, Katie. Absolutely.
This is the best place to be, guys. You know, we are in day 3 of Philly's 5th heat wave for the summer. So, yeah, no stranger to the heat here in the city, but we are still in that heat advisory in effect till later on tonight. That's just warning people to stay hydrated, stay cool, and what better way to do that than hop in a pool. So we're at one of Philly's public pools. This is free for people. They can show up between 1 and 4. So they just opened this to the public, and I just met Erikia. She's going to join me right now. Thank you so much for talking to us. Why did you want to come out on a day like today?
It's hot, it's humid, it's my day off, and I'm ready to jump in the pool. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How does it feel out here?
I feel like it's more of the humidity than just the temperature. And it's, because usually I don't sweat too much, but now I'm like drenching in sweat. So I think it's just the humidity is too much.
It doesn't take long. You step outside,
right,
and you feel it.
Right. Not even the AC is cooling me off sometimes. So we are in a really bad heat wave.
One way to spend it though is by getting in the pool. You said you've been to this pool one time before. It gets pretty crowded.
Yeah. It definitely is pretty crowded. And I think it's the location being like right in the parkway, very accessible to everybody. So it does get a little crowded from people, diving, from people learning how to swim, from the kids, from field trips. It's a lot going on here.
Are you gonna get in the water?
Of course. It's like I said, it's my day off. I'm ready to hop in right now.
I know you were saying it's hard to even find the day to get to the pool.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like work a lot, but between like a lot of my creativity, because I'm a DJ, so I have like a lot of like nightlife going on. So between that and then my day job, it's a little hard sometimes to like make it to the pool. So I'm really excited to be here today.
Oh my gosh, it's the best way. Just finding the relief in the water. I mean, we're in day 3 of this here in Philly. Have you noticed the last 2 days what's been going on?
Yeah. From like getting in my car, my seats is burning my legs, like just like everybody coming to my job to beat the heat, and like I'm a server too, so I usually like work by the window so people can see outside, and nobody was sitting near the windows because it's too hot. So,
Well, I hope you stay. I hope you stay cool, Stormy.
Bob, who's in the studio, was saying today might not be the day for a Philly cheesesteak.
I hope you stay cool.
Philly water ice.
It's got a little bit of overcast. It's probably still hot, but it ain't. It's hot.
Make sure y'all beat the heat. Make sure y'all stay cool out here, and y'all have a good day.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, the bugs are out. It's muggy. It's buggy. But we're going to get in the water. So it's a blast here, you guys. I mean, this is a great resource for people. Totally free. They were lining up, outside the gates, and they just let them in. They'll let in about 200 people here today. Send it back to you.
That's great. Katie Keller, thank you very much. The water ice, it's the second time we heard that. It's that Philadelphia thing. We used to have ice pops in New Jersey. Katie, great stuff. Go get your water ice.
Yeah. That's Katie Ledecky with the pool behind there, right there. Katie Ledecky Byrne.
Very good. All right, so what about there's New York City right here. Nary a cloud. It's got just a few fair weather here. That's about it. But we know that's probably going to change, especially northern Jersey.
I'll be right back.
Some storms that are leading into the cold front.
Yeah, and to be clear, I wasn't going to say a word about accents because we got a Jersey guy in Massachusetts over here. So.
Have you ever had to go to a
glass houses?
Did you ever have to go to a speech therapist and get rid of that mass hole thing that you got going?
Both when I was young and then when I was in college, I worked with a very nice lady from Vermont and PR.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Not HR. I had to work with a person in New York City HR. Okay, yeah. look at the extreme warnings we've got going on again for Jersey. By the way, no fight in the New York platform yesterday. Newark.
Good.
Yeah, it was good. People behaved themselves when it was
Yeah.
hot. Usually, I'm a Jersey guy, like you said. People get a little ornery when it gets that hot. It didn't happen yesterday.
That's science. That there's a correlation between heat and aggressive behavior. And
100%.
if you were going to be aggressive right now, look at that. Blackwell, Oklahoma, Henderson, Texas. That's air temperatures. That's tough.
Yeah, that's it. Let's look at the highest heat index in Springdale, Arkansas, 120. There you go, looking good. Kennett, Missouri got their overs in there. At least it's not 128 like it was 2 days ago. Look at some of these numbers though. Raleigh feels like 98. Charleston, it's creeping up on you like an old pair of underwear. Now it feels like 97.
Yeah. The point here being, hang in there. We're almost through it. The heat dome, which has been so tough. Speaking of being aggressive, finally it quit, and that's the demise right there.
Look at that, bro. I mean, this is like a bona fide wedge.
Yeah.
In Atlanta and all the way through Charlotte.
That's what's crazy. It doesn't just quit this pattern; it collapses.
It's like you would expect a gradual decline, but no, this is just going to take the rug right in from the heat, and you're going to drop down to the coolest temperatures that you've seen in quite some time. Saturday, yeah, there's some rain in there too. But what do you make of this coming in for Sunday? 75 in Atlanta.
It's better to burn out than fade away. That's for the heat dome. But yeah, Boston come Friday. Yes, we have all the sogginess,
I've got that for
the
you.
flood potential. They might not get out of the 60s.
No.
It was 99 degrees yesterday. They broke a record, an all-time record.
Yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, 99
All right, I've got that for you.
to 68-ish.
Yeah. Here's the Northeast. We have that cold front coming down.
Oh,
You asked
goodness.
for it, you're in the Massachusetts
I'm better.
guy. I got to show it to you. Today, 84 in Boston. Not horrible.
76. That's
Mid
Thursday.
70s, and this is coming in for you Friday.
67.
Believe that? Water. I mean, that's the wind right off the water.
That's what they call it.
Amazing.
That's a
Yeah.
proper cold front,
Yeah.
my friend. And that's August 1st. Woo. Yeah, that's going to feel good.
So be it.
That's good stuff. All right, good to see you, man.
You too.
You're top of the 3 o'clock, right? Do you have help today?
Keanu's with me.
Okay, good. Because I got a thing.
Yeah, he's busy.
That would be nice.
Hey, listen, we're still talking about
Which
the
is
tsunami threats. The alerts
a
are
little
still out
hot
there for the
here,
West
but
Coast.
not as
Hawaii
bad.
and the Aleutians. Look at the video we had from Russia. I mean, just swirling.
Let's see, what
in
is
the
the
water right there,
temperature?
right? Is it
It's
receding?
89
We have
here.
One of many tsunami alerts. We'll show them all to you coming up, you guys, right after the break.
Stormy said she said, I hope you're having a good day, and I'm staying cool. I'm sweating, just making some banana bread. I had some old bananas that needed to be used.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady.
She said we got a heat advisory till 8 p.m. Then the high tomorrow is supposed to be 76, which is going to be feel amazing. How are you?
During July, Chevy drives
Welcome in.
America. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on this Silverado with around $8,000 in total value. That's 15% below MSRP. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
What filled your heart about Ireland? The coast,
I'm from the U.S.
the people,
Did you find any clothes? It was me, okay?
Hi. How are you?
the chronicle. Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at Ireland.com. What fills your heart about Ireland?
I'd love to go to Ireland.
The people,
Did you find any clothes? It was me, okay?
Hi. How are you?
the chronicle. Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at Ireland.com.
J.D. Power has ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. And to celebrate, you can now get in one of these award-winning SUVs with 0% APR for 60 months. The all-new turbocharged Nissan Murano, the rugged Nissan Pathfinder, and the best-selling Nissan Rogue. Visit Nissan today and drive away in an award-winning SUV.
Get 0% APR
One day.
for 60 months on select popular models, or get $17.50 bonus cash on Road Rock Creek.
There's a
Oh no! She said her pair of knees, she has got dug a massive hole under her porch to lay in to stay cool.
During July, Chevy Drives America.
Her pair of knees, dog, dug a hole under her porch.
That's 15% below MSRP.
Must be real hot. Where's she at? Georgia?
Drive.
Kentucky.
No pride of joy.
Warmer up there than down there?
Keep them looking at that.
She said tomorrow it's supposed to be 76 there.
Personal sidekick utility.
Oh, it's hard.
Damn Texas.
Professional blade mowers for a professional cut.
Well, they consider hot 77.
One purpose.
No, tomorrow is going to be 76.
There?
There tomorrow.
That's hot.
No, she's talking about today was hot.
Oh, what was the temperature today?
What's the temperature there today?
What's going on, everybody? Great to see you once again. We're still talking about the tsunami damage. And listen, we're going to see more of these waves develop and just kind of go back and forth over the next few hours before they finally continue to damage all together. That's the good news. So things are finally winding down just a bit. But, man, we are talking about the fact that we had tsunami alerts all across the region for the last
they got pictures of it.
Let me bring you up to speed on what actually happened. That was an 8.8 earthquake. That happened yesterday. Local time was 11:24 a.m. Hawaiian time.
I'll tell you, it's
1:25 p.m. So
a little over 80
we're
here.
starting to get your alerts out there and your warnings. That
It's
was
the
yesterday
coolest day
afternoon,
we've
but
had in a
this area
long
definitely has a
time.
history of seeing the
Actually,
earthquakes
under
happen.
90.
Let me show you what it looks like across the board. Though.
Well,
and
it's overcast
too.
too.
We still do have in play.
Are we going to
And,
break that
yeah,
record? We had a record for
regions
90 in a
by
row.
Hawaii, the islands right there.
100 for a
Tsunami
long
advisories are
time.
in effect. Western part of the
We've had 100 for
they're
about
still
2 weeks
not
now,
dry
right?
yet.
3 weeks?
Same with the
2 or
West
3
Coast,
weeks,
California,
yeah.
but those go all the way up through Oregon into Washington. Good news is here, this
That's
is right here in
crazy.
Crescent City up until about an hour and a half ago. That was a tsunami warning. So now it's just an advisory, which means still stay out of the water if you can, because we're still looking at the swirling nature of the currents are going to be erratic for at least the next 12 hours or so. Some of the wave heights you can see about 1/2 foot Southern California, rising to about 4 feet when you got the Crescent City. That was up there in California.
Oh,
and
look.
back down again
The
in
bottom.
Oregon into Washington.
That's the
history.
Oh, that was
of it. You can see that
2011.
eye chart.
Why are y'all showing a video
Wire.
for
Once those first
2011?
tsunami waves come in,
That's
for
so
Crescent City,
stupid.
you see how it just went up and
That's
down so
old
quickly. So
footage.
if you look at that, what does it tell you? It's not just one wave. It's a
That's
series. That's what we've
2011,
got going on
man.
still, and
This
it's still
is
erratic at this
25.
point.
Why
So
would you
that's
show
right
old
on the west
Um,
coast. As for Hawaii,
She said it's 88, but it feels like 98 is what my weather app says. But my porch thermometer just says 97 in the shade.
Well, maybe it's coming your way, but it's cool here. Maybe you'll have it cool tomorrow.
Said it's gonna be 76 there tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes. We got some cold weather here. Not cold, but cooler.
It's not as
It was
hot.
100, now it's 80 something.
It's not as hot though.
It's 80. I think it's probably about 85.
80, 89.
89, yeah.
No, these
About
waves
90.
heights were on the lower end. You saw less than 2 feet. Some of these
All they
areas.
have to do is
Then
hit
you got
90,
it got
and
to
it's
about
been 90.
7 feet. So
I don't know how
great
many
news.
days
That
in a
entire
row.
region is the ring of fire. So right here, I'm going to X marks the spot for you. That is the Pacific plate. You've got the North American plate right here, and you've got the Eurasian plate right about here too. So all these plates begin to slide on up. The Pacific plate is more dense than the North American plate, so it goes right underneath that. So this is the Pacific plate. Here's your North American plate. Since it's more dense, it goes underneath. It's called a subduction zone right here, and that actually lifts up the column of water, and that's why the whole thing got shot out across most of the Pacific. Where do we rank, though? I mean, this was the 6th strongest earthquake.
Number one's
on
Chile.
record. That was yesterday.
Number two's
8.8.
Alaska.
Some of the ones that were bigger coming in. There was a 9.2 up there in Alaska. That was 1964. There was a 9.5. That was in Chile. Remember that one? That was in 1960. I remember that one had all kinds of shock waves as well. And then you got the number 10 was out there also towards India. And most of the ones you get across that region around that ring of fire, they will form that tsunami warning. But now they're tsunami advisories, which is good. So the waves are starting to calm down just a little bit, but it's still not totally flattened out. Let's get to it.
Wow.
Coming in besides just a tsunami.
So it
we've got
affected
waves
them
that
a
can
lot
generate with
longer.
the winds, and that's because of the possibility of some tropical wave action moving right across the middle part
Atlantic.
of the MDR. You're
That's
talking about
us.
the main development region for the Atlantic Ocean. So far, so good. National Hurricane Center doesn't have anything that they're eyeing on specifically right now that they've tagged. But there are some features that are going to be interesting over the next 7 to 10 days. So watch that tropical wave right there. Again, when you see a board like this, last week of July, now you start to look at the first week of August, yeah, your eyebrows start to go up if there's nothing out there. That's actually an anomaly at this point, but things are going to start popping here shortly. So this is one main wave that we're watching. You can see with the visible satellite imagery, looks pretty good, right? It's an open wave. It's not closed off by any stretch. You mark it like a fashion like this. But as I pull that picture out just a bit farther, we're going to see where this thing goes, because you can see the low-level circulation right here. It has a lot of Sahara dust still wrapped up with it. So that's a dry atmosphere. It's hot. Thunderstorms don't look like they get in there. When you're even in that layer itself, you get swirling winds. That's going to knock down your thunderstorm action. Humidity, it does have. You saw it right there on satellite imagery. A lot of clouds to work with. That's the humidity as it works out there from the east to the west, and it has a lot of shear overhead. So thunderstorms are getting disrupted as they continue to try to form. But that high wind is eventually going to be shed, and so will that Sahara dust eventually. And it's going to come at you by Friday. It's the 1st of August. That tropical wave gets very close to the islands right here, and then it moves up around the periphery of that high pressure region to the north and to the northwest. So that's going to take you right near the Bahamas. That's going to be on Monday. Now, if it can retain the humidity, if it can retain some of that energy, there is a shot that it could turn into something tropical in nature. Now, the computer models do have it peppered all around that region. There is a cold front that's going to be stalled out across this area, too. That's going to be over the weekend, so you have a shot of seeing some low-pressure regions form around there also. But, I mean, the models are all over it, right? You're talking about from the August 5th all the way up through now August 9th. I mean, the models, these are the AI models, by the way. They're having a field day with this, so we'll see where it goes. Nothing really right now is concentrated in one spot. But we do look at that area around the Gulf Coast, right around the southeast coast, up through areas by the Outer Banks for possible development region, and that's going to be the first week of August through the second week of August. So typical, that would be a homegrown type of situation, or that tropical wave that comes in, either one of those. Let me bring you a little closer home, though. There's that cold front dropping down to Chicago. That's the way it looks right now. Now, by Friday into Saturday, it's going to set up right around the Outer Banks and drift right across Texas,
damn close,
kind of wobbling back and forth. But with that frontal boundary in play, you've got a convergence zone right there. You start seeing the winds combine, converging right here. Maybe an area of low pressure starts to form up. What we call those homegrown storm systems.
And leave
So
the leave. Don't forget to leave the lid up
on
on
your
your washer
The
too.
GFS model, by the way, does form something right here, but it pulls it offshore pretty quickly. Either way, though, you're going to see a lot of heavy rain out of that if it does
Because
happen.
that'll help it
Frontal
from
boundary
the
draped
one
over the same area for a long period of time is going to produce rain anyhow. You add a little extra spin to it with that upper level diffluence of walk with that jet stream overhead. It's just going to add to it. So the thunderstorm action, it's going to be pretty heavy over the weekend, all the way through the first week from the Outer Banks down to the coast of Georgia. Formation zone, it's still a possibility.
Or if you have
fun,
either way, just leave the
it's
lid
actually ramped up just a
open.
little bit. So I got a little better confidence that something is going to form right here. Basically, that would be accounting for that frontal boundary draped over the area. That could be the next 10 days, something to watch. But right now, again, National Hurricane Center is not looking at anything. That is some good news. We've already seen the C name, right? We're well above average when you talk about that, because that was almost 4 weeks ago at this point. D name storm, Dexter, that's next on the list. That'll be August 15th, so that's something we'll be watching also over the next several days. All right, thunderstorms, they're peeling up across the upper part of the Midwest, right through the Great Lakes right now. That is going to put a nice end to the heat wave that we've seen for spots like Chicago, way down to areas like St. Louis. It's going to take some time, but it's going to be out there. That's Midway right now. The heaviest rain by far is south of Midway, to Chicago downtown, but it's going to slide in later on, so you can see some pockets of rain developing. It's not severe. That's the good news right here. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, one in Missouri, one in Alabama at this point, but you can see the thunderstorms that are marching along from last night's activity. A lot of rain out of this too, right? If you were in there in Iowa and around Nebraska too, just want you to look at this. This is how much rain fell in the last 24 hours. That was a lot. Inches worth of rainfall in a whole slug of moisture. Actually, look at the thunderstorm starting to develop south of Chicago right there. So it's an area that we're watching. But either way, you get the flood watches in effect, and they hop over that state line from Illinois into Indiana also, and then back across Iowa. So the flood watch is in effect. We do have the flood warnings, dark shade, turn into a light shade, agreeing with the flood warnings themselves. I'll show you the setup, though. Cold front drops down right out of New York State, into Pennsylvania, through Detroit, and you can see where it's going to go. Temperatures ahead of this, they're going to be warm. And as the drawing up that southwesterly wind, which means the dew points are going to start climbing. 71-degree dew point in Baltimore now, 72 in New York. Look at Baltimore's temperature, though, 99, man. It's feeling stifling right there for the Inner Harbor, no question. Severe thunderstorms, starting to see that energy build.
Look at the map and see what part.
It's only a 1 out of 5 on a
Well,
bad scale.
how
Anything
far
that
into
comes
Michigan
around
do
here
we
later
have to
today,
go?
that's where you're going to start seeing the wind damage and even a hail threat for
What do you mean,
you
how
for
far
northern
in
parts of
Michigan
New
do we
England.
have to go?
That's an area to
We
watch.
got to drive in
About
for a
4
little
to 5
while,
hours
or
from
we're
now.
gonna. It's right on the border.
Check this out. Check out the warning update
I don't know.
sponsored by Realtor.com.
I wonder if it's right on the
warning update
border.
showing you this. A lot of red and a lot of pink on the map. More
It's gotta be
ahead.
right on Lake Michigan, though.
Yeah, it's right there at the Lake
Is it on
Michigan.
the back side or the front side?
I think on the front side.
Oh, okay.
Some of these temperature readings, it's going
Oh.
to feel over 120 degrees.
I'm looking at it
in
right
index.
now.
Parts of Missouri, parts of Mississippi, parts of
I don't know
Arkansas,
what part
and I'm
it's
sure
on,
throughout
'cause
Tennessee
it's
as
kinda
well.
wide.
Heat advisories for one more day. That includes NYC down to Philadelphia. The cold front does steer in some cooler air. And you talk about cooler air, it's going to be locked in play for the entire weekend. Then you get back up to the west. Winds are coming up right out of the south towards the north. That means you get the flood concerns one more time for you, right around New Mexico into Colorado, and another shot around Montana. You've got that going on also with a tsunami advisory still hanging in there. That's a color you don't see very often, or an advisory you don't see very often, but that goes from Ventura County all the way up to the international border with Canada.
Today's weather warning update is sponsored by Realtor.com. Get the Realtor.com app to see the environmental risks on every home.
Many health conditions hide in plain sight. Are you missing any signs? Find out at seehiddensigns.com.
Thanks for leaving me here. You're my only lawyer friend. And I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson up there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. You know what you want?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Enjoy your new
All
car.
right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales.
Get 2.99% APR or $12.50 bonus cash on the Elantra or lease for only $229 a month. Hurry in.
Design you feel
Well,
in every detail.
So I'm gonna make hot dogs for dinner
Technology
tonight.
as innovative as it is effortless. These are luxuries.
Then we
you
have
don't
some
wait
corn
for.
left over from
This is
yesterday,
Buick.
and
Now,
I might make another thing of
exceptional
mac and
by
cheese.
design.
Yeah,
Get
with
0.9% APR on these 2025 Buick
or
Plus, current
instead of that, make
and
pasta salad. I might make some pasta salad instead.
Buick, a
Hey,
proud
Sim.
sponsor of Carolina Panthers.
I'm interested in
There's a
that.
reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
During July, Chevy
So that's what I'm making for dinner tonight.
0% financing on this Silverado with around
Make some brat.
That's 15% below MSRP.
Brats. Oh wow, I love brats.
Drive.
I
When my
love
hair started to
brats.
thin, I wasn't feeling so confident.
I stopped hanging out with the guys because I didn't want to hear the wisecracks.
So, but we're making the
Because I
Frank
see that it worked with my friend. Nutrafol really takes the time
ball,
to do
baseball.
research, to do
hot
the
dogs.
clinical studies, and I really respect
Hey,
how it
Sierra.
works from the inside out.
Eggs and bacon. Oh man, that sounds like good for dinner
Keeps
too.
it thicker and fuller. It felt real good to dish the hat.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
Skyhook.
So hot dogs, corn on the cob, the rest of the corn on the cob. There's probably like 3 or 4 pieces in there. Then
So who do you have insurance with?
Physician Mutual.
pasta
I
salad.
travel and cover, and I get to select my own doctors.
You getting at 5 a.m. every morning?
Yeah.
Can we sit down for a minute? I need some
Oh.
candy. Physicians Mutual, how they make it?
Because tonight's a real quick night. Gabe, we gotta take Gabe to church tonight and get him signed up for Sunday school.
Wish you could apply for a credit
It's gonna
card
cost
that won't take your
$100,
credit decline.
but
With your big financial friends, you can. With experience, no date decline.
hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I like eating we like eating breakfast at dinner time, lunchtime, breakfast, any time of the day. I'll eat an egg and bacon sandwich any day,
It's gridlocked.
anytime during the day.
You literally don't move.
Or give me some egg, slap some tomato on there,
That's what you
mayonnaise.
do, right? That's when they were
on a sandwich, and there we go. I'll be
Yesterday
happy.
afternoon, and you can see just the streets are clogged up there. It's congested. Folks trying to get back up to higher ground
But
as
it has to
quickly
be
as they
beach
can, following that
mayonnaise,
magnitude 8.8 earthquake that shot right off of Russia's coast, and it
I
sent
don't
a
like that
shockwave
whip
across the Pacific,
shit.
which is the tsunami,
Ugh.
and it continued to roll right across into the west coast too. Look at some
Or
of the
that
pictures. I mean, you got the
other.
swirling waves out there.
I like
The
my
currents are still
dukes.
in
I gotta
play.
have dukes.
You've got the tsunami advisory, so the current's going to be a little haphazard, something you're not used to. So some of the harbors out there, it's going to be a little erratic. You're talking about the next few hours for sure before finally things begin to settle on down. I can't give you the exact time because it's going to be different for every place, but the harbors, the beaches, I would stay out of the water right now because Hawaii did pick up some 6-foot breakers out there. The tsunamis came in. And 6 feet right there, the north shore of Maui.
Oh,
It's
man.
pretty big, 5.7.
That sounds good.
All right, what about the numbers? 8.8 makes it the
Which, except for I don't like
earthquake
gravy,
for the
so.
entire planet
But the
since
other sounds good.
2011.
Ooh, with some
8.8
little,
happened
probably a
again
little bit of
last,
sour
yesterday
cream on it.
morning right there, their time
Might
in
be good,
Russia.
too.
It happened at 7:24 Eastern time yesterday evening here. So that's when we start seeing the alerts all pop up around the United States. And yeah, we had even a tsunami warning for Crescent City,
Give me a
California,
baked
which
potato
has
with
been
sour
flipped over
cream,
now to a
bread,
tsunami advisory,
bacon,
which is
and
better. Look at
chives.
some of the waves. The biggest waves we've seen
I'll eat
so
'em.
far have been in Hawaii. You're talking about 5.7. I mean, that is pretty good right there for that region. Looking at Hilo,
Which
Hawaii,
we
it's
had
about
potatoes,
4.9.
but they were
Crescent
those
City,
little
California, you did
yellow
see a
round.
4-foot wave right there. And
But I
also,
made
you get back
those
to Hawaii,
yesterday
down
and
chain,
corn on the
3.7.
cob
Biggest
and
wave
cube
we saw in the
steak.
United States so far, 5.7. Things are calming down. These will be the biggest waves that we see out of this. Everything beginning to calm down across the water, which is good. But that being said, we still have the tsunami advisories. They're all across the United States. Essentially, that Ventura County line up to the north, and it picks up again around the Aleutians and for Hawaii too. So yeah, water's starting to calm down just a little bit, but things are still going to be on the unsafe side.
Oh,
If you're
yeah,
trying to
and
do,
that
any
shredded
swimming or even surfing, the
cheddar
waves are going to be
cheese.
affected
Oh,
for sure.
my
At least
God.
the currents,
Sharp
even the
cheddar
harbors,
cheese.
still swirling around today.
Oh, man.
We had evacuations in Hawaii, Alaska, and California last night. We had over 9,000 people and the residents in Japan. They were told to leave their homes. It got up to 900,000 at one point. One of the strongest earthquakes ever recorded off the Russia coastline. It did spark the tsunami warnings and the advisories. Now, the danger seems to be disappearing at this point, but it's a good
Where are you
reminder of
going?
these threats. They're real. We've seen the videos come in over the last 20 years or so, and the importance of preparing them is right now. Steve Powell, Executive Vice President of Catastrophe Operations at Sedgwick Claims Management, is here to join me. Steve, thanks for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate it.
What is
Are you
wrong?
trying to straighten your bed up?
Yeah,
Aw.
absolutely. It's good to see you again. And I'll tell you this, we had
That's
tsunami
how,
warnings out
that's
there.
how.
And I'd stick
Watching
your bed in
people
there,
do,
but it won't
especially if
fit.
they're on vacation and they had that tsunami warning headed right towards them.
I gave her some treats.
So this event, it should remind us that earthquakes and tsunamis, even one as far away as Northeast Russia, are not just distant events and threats.
You knew gonna go in there, take a nap.
And they can be devastating locally. So I'm glad to be here with Fox Weather viewers to help navigate the unexpected. Some of the things that need to be kept at the top of mind is heed the warnings.
Spam
If you were in a
again.
low-lying area, if you were along the
Do they ever?
Spam.
Do they ever quit?
to get to an evacuation area.
Hey,
Even if you're a
Sam.
visitor, if you're a tourist, you need to know that
All
where
day
you're
long,
staying,
baby.
Yeah, I gotta go. We gotta go to this evening and Sunday, but for his Sunday
Just the
school
other day, you need to hide from the wind.
class.
It's like a tsunami.
Oh,
Or in flash floods, you need to run from the water. Now, tsunamis are different than some of the flash flood events. Flash flood events, you need to
Wednesday,
get to higher
Sundays.
ground
They
very
used to have it
quickly
on
and get away
Sundays.
from
Now
the
they're
water
doing it on
sources.
Wednesdays.
The same can be
evenings.
done with tsunamis, but you can also just get to a higher floor.
And then they
In
don't start till
Hawaii, you could just get
September.
above the 5th floor, and you would be safe from the tsunami. But the tsunami could render
I'm like, man,
the
I'm hoping he
elevators
don't
and
have
access and
to have
stairs
homework on
useless.
Wednesdays.
So if you have mobility issues, you need to keep that in mind. So those are some of the tips.
This class is gonna be.
There's more
Well, usually it's an hour and a half. They
Yeah,
changed
I mean,
it.
one
Now
thing
it's
is,
3
if you're on
hours.
vacation,
Gosh,
if
5 to
you're
8.
caught in the tsunami, let's say, actually
The
happens.
thing is, it'd be right after he
you
gets
know
off
what
the
to do.
bus.
Like, you've got
Gotta
that
come
safety
home,
comes first, of course. But then what
get
about your
dressed
insurance
and
coverage?
whatever,
I mean, how do you
change or
cover
whatever,
that
and
all?
then go straight there.
Sure. So there's 3 types of claims that we're
For 3
going
hours.
to see from this tsunami. The first are flood claims. Property and business will have property damage and business interruption claims.
But most business policies and homeowner policies do not cover flood. You have to have a separate policy from the National Flood Insurance Program in the U.S. or private flood insurance programs to have flood coverage. When that happens, you need to document the damages. You need to have photographs and receipts and proof of loss, and you must submit those within 60 days to get the best service you're going to get out of that
It was
flood
nice
policy.
when you had
The
him on
second type
there
of claim we're going to
on
see
Sundays.
are auto claims. Auto claims, you will have coverage from
Because we could
tsunami
done
damages
church
if you have
and then you go
comprehensive auto
straight
coverage.
to
The
the
same applies
Sunday
to
school
fire
class.
claim, get your photographs, get your repair
Everything's
estimates.
there,
The
thing
third
this
type
year.
that isn't talked about as often, but is really important
It's
for
nuts, but
tsunami
anyway.
claims are marine claims. There are a lot of vessels out in the waters, in the harbors, on their docks. The coverage on marine claims will depend on the policy specifics if you have comprehensive marine coverage. But you're going to see vessel damages. You're going to see submerged docks. You're going to see debris impacts. If you have those types of things, go back. Once it's safe to return, assess your vessel. It may have taken on water, and the water may have removed itself from the vessel because the drain plug was full. You need to start the vessel up and see if there was other damages, even if you don't actually see immediate damages. The key's preparation.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta review your policy.
I think Gabe's kind of sad that Lindy and Lily's not going to be there for a teaching.
The marine claim, Steve, that's the big one. And you talk about the March 11, 2011 one that hit Japan. That tsunami went
I told him, I said, well,
education.
Lindy's retired. And I said, Lily's got school. So.
I think Lily will be good.
Well, Gabe was kind of upset.
She's getting her education.
I said Gabe was kind of upset about it.
Did you hear me that? She's getting her education.
She's wanting to go.
Why would he be upset? Oh, he wanted her to be at Sunday school with him.
Steve, man,
Yeah, he'll just.
getting us back up to speed.
He'll be fine.
Marine claims all involved, something you need to look into. Great advice, Steve. I appreciate you coming in from Mobile, Alabama this morning. Thanks a lot, man.
I don't think anything bad will happen.
No.
He's a pretty good boy.
Yeah.
Let's stick down south, right? From Mobile all the way down to Florida. I mean, we've got the heat
Look
out
at
there.
that.
Some of the areas in Florida, it feels like you should be under a heat advisory, but you're not. I mean, when you're getting the heat index here,
I'd like to be down there.
105, sometimes it doesn't really mean you're in
All of
place,
us on a
but
little
some people
boat
are.
fishing.
You've got Brandy Campbell down there one more time.
Off in the
Florida.
Bahamas somewhere.
And Brandy, yesterday you were in a splash pad. Right now, you're on the water. What a great view right there.
Yeah, we have a beautiful view of Biscayne Bay behind me, and off in the distance you can see downtown Miami.
Oh, so we can do all that tonight.
However, you talked about places that are not under an advisory or warning. Yeah, that's us, but it feels like
I do all that.
hot, and
It doesn't even matter.
but it's still hot. So right now, temperatures are around 90 degrees here on Miami Beach, but with humidity, the feels like temperature right now just reached 100 degrees, which is what was forecasted as the high for that feels like temperature today. With that being said, I met some people that came out earlier today to try to get out and do their walks. One family in particular came to the park with their baby that just started walking, talking about why they came to do it early.
You gotta be here early. If you're not out of here, honestly, by 8:30 or 9, it's too hot. It's even with the shades that we got here in the city, put in some nice shades on the playground. But the playground is
Oh, look at this.
And yes, it's starting to feel unbearable right now. Now, all of Florida, except for the southern portion where we are, is under heat advisories today. Some cities could see feels like temperatures close to 110 degrees. Now, if you are outside of Florida, there are some states along the Mississippi River Valley that are under extreme heat warnings. There could be some feel like temperatures that will reach up to.
Oh, that sounds good. Wendy's just called my name. You was shopping and Wendy's called your name. Bring me a Baconator. I like their Baconator sandwiches.
These tragedies
Burgers.
are preventable. Officials urge people, one, never leave your kids or pets unattended in vehicles. Limit any strenuous outdoor
Their Baconators are
activity,
good.
shade, and stay hydrated if you're going to go outside. Check on the elderly.
Oh boy. Ooh, bring me a Frosty. Bring me a vanilla Frosty.
And for outdoor workers,
Me too.
We're all wanting Frosties. We want
Bring
Frosties.
me one.
that actually set a record temperature.
Strawberry said I'm gonna go try.
Sunday.
I ain't do much, but I'm gonna go try Wendy's.
Don't this sound good?
He says many of their
Vanilla with strawberries.
outdoor workers, roofers, landscapers, and
I'm
construction
hungry.
workers. All
Just think about it.
What do they call that? Vanilla and strawberries.
I don't know.
It's an actual. You can buy them certain places. It's got vanilla.
I was talking about a Frosty from Wendy's.
Oh, and then I'm talking about like a homemade ice cream with strawberries on it, like from the grocery store. Or out here, like when you go to Bonnie's or Donnie's. Remember the strawberry patch?
Mm-hmm.
You could go in there and buy strawberries and make you some homemade ice cream. And get the red juice, the strawberry juice to put on.
Yeah.
You talk about good. I like it homemade ice.
Especially you can make it with strawberry shortcake.
I went across. I
They
run
put
across.
that gel stuff. in
Jeremy,
it.
I run across a machine that made it was homemade. Had in the States, so I should have bought it.
not always a
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
He was with me.
and the
It
water
was a homemade ice cream maker. You had the crank on it.
Yeah.
I don't remember where we saw that. I thought they were wanting 25, 40 bucks for it. I should have bought it. That would have been fun to do. Oh, look at the waves in the background.
Just about the entire west coast, parts of the
They're
ocean,
rough looking.
and the entire Hawaiian island.
Well, you better eat. She said she's got to go to the doctor Monday, and if she said she's all straight, she's screwed.
Look at that car if you guys were out there.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you better eat.
They say create love and the money will follow. You know what also follows? Chaos. So he chose NetSuite by Oracle. Now I get real-time visibility into performance, customers, and fulfillment. NetSuite is critical. to the
Is she
success
still
of
in
my
that thing?
Yeah. She's sleeping. She ate those and went to sleep.
She crawled up in that thing with the sleep.
Sometimes it makes them sleepy, sometimes it makes them active. Yeah, if she ain't had it in a couple of days, her. I didn't give her much yesterday, remember?
Yeah.
I ain't gave her much today. Probably made her sleep.
Got a finger.
I'll do one more and I'll be out.
Oh, man, this.
Get paid tomorrow night. How much did you say I'd have left?
282?
Huh?
282? 2.
200?
After paying for 300 for the food.
Oh, I have $200.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. They got 11 legs. Oh my goodness. Oh.
1,200 square miles of soaring cliffs, cascading falls,
That.
and endless groves.
I'd like to
Boy,
go.
that's
Set up to change in that's what it is.
If I could hike, I wish I could go to Yosemite
Yellowstone. I would
or Yellowstone or Yosemite.
streaming.
But I said if I could hike, I would love to go to one of those. Either one of those or the Grand Canyon. Oh man, I'd love to just go one time and go to the Grand Canyon.
I'm hosting my first ever game show on purpose. We took 4 contestants and isolated them for 90 days. No phones, no TVs, no clue. Who knows what they missed? We do, but they don't. And that's the point. What did I miss? Streaming now.
If I could do any of that hiking, I would just love to go to those 3 places. Yellowstone, Yosemite, and Grand Canyon. Dang, that got loud, didn't it? That got loud.
joining us one more time. I'm going to wrap up the tsunami advisories. Things are starting to shape up.
They're shutting down.
For California. They've dropped some of the tsunami advisories, but we still have some
that's
spots
good.
that they're still retaining them. You can see the picture.
I
right
thought
there.
we'd wake up there and there'd be a shitload of people got
Time
killed.
lapse and see the boats going up and down, right? So that's the tsunami waves as they came in earlier this morning.
Looks awful calm there.
Beach, and that is California also. We still have the advisories around the region. Nobody's in the water right there, which is good. But we're still looking at the possibility of some crazy currents over the next few hours for sure, as everything is still sloshing around across the Pacific. Major earthquake, right? The strongest one that we've seen across the entire planet since 2011. Let me show you some of the ones that we're talking about. So we got the Pacific plate right here. Above it, where it goes underneath it, that's the North American plate right there. And you've also got the Eurasia plate right there. So this one's a dense one. This one goes up and underneath the one that's the North American one. So that subduction zone right there. And when that happens, it pushes up the North American plate. That displaces the column of water, and that's why, voila, we get the tsunamis that go racing right across the Pacific. Biggest ones for sure, they've been in the last few years, since 1950. Those are the two biggest ones in that very spot. There have been 93 total quakes with the aftershocks not included right there. But you're talking about 9.1, that was the one that really enveloped northern Japan with that huge tsunami that raced right across the region. This one right here, back in 2001 or 2011, that's when it took out that the nuclear power plant, 137-foot wall of water. That's what came out of right there. So yeah, you talk about major tsunamis are a possibility. They certainly are in that neck of the woods. This one, obviously not quite as bad. There's still some alerts out there, and they've been shaped out just a bit. We're still looking at the tsunami advisories for a couple sections across the west coast of all the Hawaiian island chain right now. But you can see how fast these things move. How fast do the waves move across the open waters? Never as deep, over 430 miles per hour. That's how quickly these things go. Once they get across the continental shelf, it starts getting up there. You start seeing these waves slow down as it encounters land, but it pushes that wall of water out ahead of it, and that essentially is a tsunami. It's just a big column of water coming at you. It's not a surface wave. It fills up the entire region. You see northern shore of Maui, 5.7-foot wave. That's the biggest one clocked. Everything from now on is going to be smaller, which is great news. But we have the alerts. It's starting to be a buzz down. Crescent City still has a tsunami advisory. You can see that from San Luis Obispo all the way down to areas by Ventura County. You still have those. Some of the reports out across the western part of California, you can see between a half a foot and about a foot and a half. You get to the north a bit farther, almost a 4-foot wave breaker. That was really the tsunami rolling in early this morning. That was right there in Crescent City, California. So yeah, indeed, we did get the tsunami waves out there from Russia all the way across the Pacific right into California. Not the only spot. Hawaii, don't want to leave you guys out. The advisories are still in play for the tsunami. The biggest waves we've seen so far, though, that has been across the north shore of Maui with those waves about 5.7 feet. Pretty good. All right, what about this? Get back to the continental U.S. and down across the tropics. Look at the tropics right here. Barbados, man. Every time we show this camera, you start to drool a little bit, especially this time of year. Man, we need that clear skies out there. You're not talking about any tropical development at this point. That is a blessing, no question. Last part of July, first part of August, you start ramping up the activity. But right now, things are relatively quiet. We do have a couple of things that we're going to be watching. Number one is a cold front dropping down through the Great Lakes. That will set up shop around the Mid-Atlantic states later on this weekend through the early part of next week. And the other thing is a tropical wave that hopped off the African coastline on Monday. Remember that? So now it's right across the Atlantic. Show you that in a second. The National Hurricane Center still has a 0% chance of anything developing over the next
Bless
week.
you.
Right here, but
Is he getting ready to
really not yet.
ride?
Here's the way it looks. We got this nice tropical wave that's moving across from east to west. That's where they go. They call them easterly waves because they hop off the African continent and then roll right through the Atlantic Ocean. Visible satellite imagery, you see just a lot of humidity wrapped up with it. There's no clear rotation at all. It's an open wave, so you designate it like that on a weather map. It's trough, essentially, and the whole thing is moving over to the west at a pretty good clip, about 35, 40 miles per hour. So here's the way it looks. That's our next disturbance we've been following. Look at the low level shear with that, low level spin, I should say. Above it, now you've got the Sahara dust level, and it's still out there. The levels are high above this thing, so it's drying it out. It's also allowing for that heat to be in place where thunderstorms don't like heat. In other words, when you have heat on top of it, thunderstorms are going to be able to grow. So that's some good news right there. Plus, it's dry atmosphere anyway. It does have a good shot of humidity, and you saw it on the visible satellite imagery, right? A lot of clouds wrapping around that. When you look at the green shaded areas, that's the highest humidity levels right here.
Sleepy.
For for
trying not
another
to fall
couple
asleep, though.
days, it does have a shot of turning into something tropical in nature, somewhere by Bahamas by the part of next week. But here's what we're watching right now. Unfavorable winds for sure. That's what it's got going against it. Same with the Sahara dust. Watch it roll right in towards the islands. You're talking close to Puerto Rico by early part of Saturday. That's the way it looks on Friday. Where does it go from here? On the other side of that hot, it's going to get busted up to the north and to the west. In the center of circulation, if they're going to hang on right there with its moisture and a little bit of spin, that could be a favorable zone for formation right around the Bahamas. So we're watching that. Computer models, you can see the AI models right here. They do, in fact, put a couple areas of low pressure, but, I mean, looks like a teenager's face. I mean, you got dots popping up all over the place. Where are you supposed to pinpoint? You
That's
can't.
such a
So we're not
British
too worried
show.
about it right now. Here's where it goes, though. Development is a possibility, orange shaded area. Stay through the second week of August, which is a homegrown scenario. Cold front dropping down, maybe a little spin out there, plus the tropical waves that may.
I know one thing. This is a little chillier in here. Cooler in here.
To the southeast coast, so that's something we're watching.
Really?
The one
What's
that has
that?
I said it feels a little cooler
is
in
cold
here.
front that drops down through
Yeah.
the mid-Atlantic.
Oh, it's temperature. The sun ain't out.
So if that happens,
Yeah, it's definitely a cooler day.
that might be an area to watch by Saturday.
Special.
and Sunday.
Hey.
We'll see what happens.
It's
No, it
cool.
don't feel
Thank
hot.
goodness.
No, it don't feel hot in
Temperature's
here.
staying up too in here.
Because of all the action that's been rolling across the board
It's
around
like
the Northeast, we've got
77,
power
staying
outages
right
right there.
temperature.
We're going to see more power outages as well. Power outages
I
are
hope we
a
ain't got a
huge
real-
threat during hurricane season.
I hope it ain't more to it
Weather
at all.
meteorologist Nick Koster has a look at some
I don't
of
think
these
it will.
projects
No, I don't
that
think
he
it will
feels
be.
like charged when that big storm hits.
I don't think so.
Hey there, Fox Weather meteorologist Nick Koster here, standing in front of, boom, the Fox Weather Beast. We take this thing all over the place to cover bad weather, storms, hurricanes, you name it. And power is always something that we're concerned with, right? We've got to keep everything powered up so we can...
Being we're taking the van to Michigan, I need to get that bottle figured out. Sticker in this drawer. That way if he's looking, he don't see it. Right?
Yep.
Right, yeah, we have our C300. This is more of your smallest
What is
central
that?
backup power for your cell phones, laptops,
Oh, yeah.
maybe some small camera equipment.
Like if you're
And then down here is the Anchor Solar.
And it's solar.
7000. This is what
Batteries.
you'll use to literally power your whole job site, power the whole crew. Pretty much
They even
everything.
got, you know, they even got generators that are solar panel.
Really the entire power, yeah, right. All right, so what about how do we power these specific pieces of equipment up when we're out in the field and there's no power anywhere else? Good question. Yeah, so you can actually plug these into the back of your truck to charge from its battery. You can charge from the portable solar panels that we provide. That's probably going to be your best bet. You know, when the sun's shining, just throw out the panels, and you're going to be able to run power all day. All right, so you can actually throw solar panels on these things, and it charges them right up. Yeah. How cool is that? Man, you guys know a thing or two about power at Anchor Solix, let me tell you. We do, yeah. This is what we like to do. Anchor Solix is the only backup power you need. If you want to learn more, go to anchorsolix.com and you can do a deep dive on all the great items that they have there. James, thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's good to be here. We're going to put all this stuff to good use for the rest of the year, covering all these amazing weather stories. Awesome.
Storms are going to be plowing through the mid-Atlantic states later on this weekend, but first, got to get right through the Great Lakes. Check out Midway right here in Chicago. And the rain is now on the screen, so the heavier showers, they are right overhead. The real downpour action goes down to the south of Chicagoland. Let me show you the radar picture, plus the satellite on top of that. And yeah, here's the way it goes. We had a lot of rain over the last 24 hours. This batch held together nicely overnight. You see the oranges right there? That's about 3 to 5 inches of rain. Doppler radar estimated outside of Omaha into Iowa. So that's a lot of rain right through Waterloo for another day in a row. That's 3 days in a row where they got that. Look at that line. You can see the squall racing outside of Chicago. One severe thunderstorm warning across the board. Yeah, it's in Baltimore County, Alabama. So rolling right in out the Gulf. You can see the way that Gulf breeze is acting right now. Spicy. 60-mile-per-hour winds. You don't see a lot of hail with these usually because the atmosphere is just the freezing level is way too high. But you do in fact see some heavy rain out of this and frequent lightning, but it's warned because of the 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Back up the north a bit farther, where that squall line is just racing through. You still have the flood watch in effect, and it does include Chicago. It includes parts of Indiana, also back to Iowa. But then where does it go? That cold front is sliding down to the south, and it's going to edge its way down towards New York and New Jersey, which means your temperature is going to start cooling down. But before that happens, we're going to see the daytime heating continue. In fact, there's blue skies out there right now in New York City and New Jersey. And you can see that stripe of orange from Maine way down to West Virginia. That's going to be ahead of the leading edge of the cold front in a prefrontal trough. So we get things going later this afternoon. Heavy straight by Fargo, Milwaukee, stretching down through South Bend, Chicago, in areas by Illinois too. And the whole thing slides right through the Ohio Valley, where it's going to pick up steam around Pennsylvania and New York by tomorrow. Flood risk is definitely out there. We follow that. We made any severe warnings to pop up. We're also following the tsunami advisories. We still have them out there for the West Coast, for the Aleutians, and also for the entire state of Hawaii. All your islands underneath that tsunami advisory. We've got swirling nature in the currents right now. It's going to be haphazard out there for the next several hours before things finally calm down. 8.8 magnitude quake's going to do it. It was in Russia, but it affected just about everybody in the Pacific. We'll chart that out for you guys coming up right after the break.
Grandma had the best style and love this.
Look, these are still in the box.
Cute and just my size. No, those are 8. Grandma's
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
During July, Chevy drives America. Now qualified buyers can get 0% financing on this Silverado with around $8,000 in total value. That's 15% below MSRP. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Yeah. I'm so tired.
Your kid doesn't
Hey, excuse me. Okay.
February weather, chicken be sweating.
Still down for burgers after? I'm kind of feeling chicken.
Buying a car is kind of a big deal. There's like a million options, and you deserve something you love. At Car Gurus, we get it. As the #1 most visited car shopping site, we make sure your big deal is the best deal. Get it with Gurus at CarGurus.com.
Alright, let's get back on the start.
Jeez. I'm so sleepy. Hi, Jasmine. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to. Hope I wasn't snoring or anything. Oh my goodness. That ding woke me up. It's so cloudy, it looks like it's going to rain. But it's just, I think it's just overcast. I don't think I found for a thunderstorm. I got enough.
You guys want any, you guys want the last popcorn?
You have.
Okay. I was just asking if you guys want the last popcorn.
Hey, Rhodey. Oh man, I'm falling asleep already. Sorry.
Oh dear.
What?
Mom, you better let Granny know that you're sick. You sick?
No, I said I was sleeping.
Oh. I thought you were about to say.
No, I'm not sick. I'm just falling asleep here. Oh my goodness. Alright.
I didn't think the best Try to.
What are you doing, Callie?
I hit the button.
Kitty, kitty. Oh. Oh. Sleepy.
That's what it's gonna sound like.
I think I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go take me a little nap before we gotta go to church this evening. But I will see everybody later. Take care. Till then. Bye.